And now we obviously, every single show has amazing guests, and now our very first guest is someone very, very amazing indeed. He's been helping vulnerable people in the local community, and we know that one of the best deeds recommended by our Islamic teaching is to distribute food. And our esteemed guest, who's very honoured to be joined by, is actually a member of the British Empire. He's an MBE because of the services that he has done to help children and young people, and particularly vulnerable people, subhanAllah. In actual fact, he was honoured on the Queen's birthday in 2009. And subhanAllah, you hear people who do good deeds. This brother, mashallah, has been doing so for the last 35 years. How amazing is that? 35 years of dedication to helping bring ease to the vulnerable and the marginalized, mashallah. So it gives us absolutely a lifetime already, and he's still going strong, mashallah. Talking to us about something that he's doing currently in COVID, we have the wonderful brother, Sir Ashok Ahmed. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. Thank you very much.
Alhamdulillah, you look like you're enjoying the weather that Brother Bilal was talking about earlier.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've stayed in most of the day.
Subhanallah. So you've been probably hard at work, so now it's like twilight hours that you can try and capture the last few rays of sun before Maghrib, inshallah. So mashallah, you've been doing some phenomenal work. I mean, we've just, like, as we read out there, 35 years dedicated to helping the poor, the needy, the vulnerable and the marginalized. And subhanallah, I just wanted to first touch upon that and the fact that you've actually done so much work that it's been recognized by the Queen herself. So in terms of the work that you've already done, what was it that motivated you to get started?
I think initially I started off doing youth work on a voluntary basis because obviously realized that a lot of our young people were marginalized, and our local authorities, when it comes to jobs, employment, or obviously, there wasn't equal representation. So I started off initially lobbying the local authorities, local councillors. And that's how it started. And it just went on and on and on and on from one thing after another things.
SubhanAllah. So you just started out with the purest of intentions, then it's what they say, when Allah wants to make you an instrument for good, He will do so because of the sincerity. So it's beautiful to see that. So now 35 years later, you haven't kind of slowed down or anything. You're now still going strong, even with COVID, and you're doing all this work in Luton, mashallah, right now. Please tell us, what is it that you're doing right now in Luton and beyond Luton, of course?
Sure. Initially how it started, obviously, I'm involved with a local charity which runs a radio station. It's based on community license. And there is two part of our operation. One is radio station, the other side is training.
I see, yeah.
So on the second day of the lockdown, we received some email from family members from outside of our town, including one email that came from Australia. Asking us if there's any way we can help one of the family members who lives in Luton, and she's like, the one from Australia was like, she's 85 years old, live on her own. She doesn't have anyone to obviously go and do the shopping for her. So I started off initially, obviously, helping one or two people out of my own pocket, sort of. I thought I'll just help. And then realized that the demand is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And at a point where we were looking after about, say, 30 individuals and about 20 families. And at that point we decided that we'll not be able to sustain that sort of work, either paying from ourselves or paying from the charities. And at that point, what we decided, we applied for a small grant, and we were able to obviously successfully receive the grant. And that's when we obviously extended our services. And there were so many people who were contacting us, especially, there was, I would say, there are different kind of experiences people were facing. One group was mainly those who has been laid off work, and they applied for benefit. And usually universal credit takes about 5 weeks before they get the money. So within that 5 weeks, they run out of whatever saving they had. They've got no food. People are crying, saying, brother, please can you help? I've got no money to buy any food for my families or my children. I've got no money to buy nappies, etc. And that's when we decided that, no, we need to do something. So we ended up applying for more grants, raising more money. And we started helping. The other groups of people is like those who has applied for political asylum, or those who has been granted political asylum, but they cannot recourse to public funds. for whatever reason. So these are the people also, and there are many people within our community. And then the other group of people were like those who were very old and frail, who can't go out and do the shopping, even though they had the money. So there are about 4 or 5 different types of people that started contacting us. So we thought, no, we need to do something about it. So as I said, it started off very small on the request of 1 or 2 people. Now at present, we are delivering in 200, up to 200 people with 3 meals a day. And when I said 3 meals, these are quality meals, not like very cheap meals. So we're offering breakfast, offering lunch, and offering dinner. So roughly, I would say, I think it's about just over 4,000 meals every week we are providing. And our services is very unique. We don't just provide what they need. So because for example, if somebody is of, like say, Muslim background, they're not going to eat anything which is non-halal. So it's no point, like traditional food parcel suppliers, they would put something, whatever they have in a bag, and they would give it to the person. But it could be that person might be vegetarian, or the person would only eat halal. So what we're doing is basically we're asking people for the shopping list, and then we go out and we basically source from local stores. So if it's halal item, we got basic contact with 2 of our local shops that we go. We provide meat, fish, chicken, for breakfast, like cereal, breads, for lunch, whatever they obviously give us the list, and accordingly we go out and we source and we give them. And our budget is approximately £50 a week per person, and in terms of weight, is about 9 kilograms of food.
Do you know what I found really fascinating about all this? The fact that you said you're still trying to provide halal food for Muslim brothers and sisters who are clearly in the need. But see the beauty of their iman. Even though they need food, they still won't accept it unless it's halal. Look how beautiful that is.
Absolutely.
That's amazing,
really beautiful. So we're really short on time, but I really wanted to just firstly comment and say, mashallah, we hope and pray that Allah continues to facilitate all the amazing work that you're doing. But if there are people watching right now, how can they actually help and how can they get involved, inshallah?
Well, they can send us an email, which is admin@diversefm.com, or they can ring us on Luton 725 500. Alternatively, they can just...
Have you got a website at all, brother? You got a website at all?
Yes, diversefm.com.
Yeah. Perfect. So that'll be the ideal one. So they go on to diversefm.com and then they email the admin, was it? Perfect.
Admin@diversefm.com. And like as I said, just to repeat that, if people, whatever their dietary requirement, whether it's based on religion, based on cultural or any other need, we will make sure that we'll provide the item they ask for, not the item that we have. So we'll be very much down to...
Yes. Well, I must admit, this is amazing, my brother.
Really,
and clearly the work of someone whose heart is much bigger than his whole body. You give so much, mashallah. And not forgetting you've got an MBE for all your efforts. We just want to say a massive thank you. It was an honor for you coming on this show and speaking to us about the wonderful work that you do.
Barakallah feekum,
inshallah.
And please have a wonderful evening, inshallah. Keep enjoying your son, inshallah, and remember in your du'as.
Yes.
Mashallah. So, Jazakallah khair.
Yes.
How amazing was that? That was fantastic, mashallah.
That was absolutely phenomenal.
Really
I can't believe, but that's what really got me is the fact that these Muslim brothers and sisters especially, they still won't eat the food unless it's halal.
Of course. You have to be really, really careful. It's like, but then you think, actually, when you have food shortages, there is that kind of tendency maybe to let it slip, but actually their iman is so strong that they're like, no, we need to make sure. And the fact that they're also being quite diligent as a team to make sure that they're providing that is really, really good.
To provide that facility for, it's not just giving food and drinks, it's making sure they're catering to everyone's needs. That's incredible.
Amazing.
We can talk about it later.